And welcome to Cougar Stadium in New Braunfels, Texas, as the Canyon Cougars take on the Smithson Valley Rangers. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tony Brubaker along with Cole Pavelio, and we are here to bring you another exciting game. The Rangers 3-1 on the season, the Cougars 2-2, and they're on opposite ends of the bracket in District 21 5A because the Cougars lost a heartbreaker last weekend at Champion on a last-second field goal, while the Rangers won like they're used to doing, 24-7 over Wagner. So, Cole, this is a big game for both teams. Canyon needs a win desperately to not fall out of the district race.
Yeah, you mentioned the district race. Canyon coming in at 2-2, Smithson Valley 3-1. Teams could be even at 3-2 with a Canyon victory. And you've got to be thinking they've got to get behind Reese Dietrich, their quarterback, and start the passing game early against the Smithson Valley defense to have a chance here tonight at Cougar Stadium. Here on this Friday night, 95 degrees, the wind's coming from the south. It's dying down a little bit as we talk, but opening kickoff getting ready to be taken right now.
Clayton Amaya will put a toe to it, and like he has most of the season, kicks it basically through the end zone, so there will not be a return, and the Cougars will start 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
I think if we start keeping a tab on all the times Clayton kicked it out of the end zone, we might be running out of that tab space very quickly.
After 4 games, I can't think of a kick return, very many of them at all. But the Reese Dietrich, as Cole mentioned, is their quarterback. He's a junior at 6'1" and 185. He's completed 56% of his passes for 230 yards. And he's got a bevy of receivers like Hossman and Inman. And we'll see who he goes to first. He looks to throw on 1st down, has a receiver and a big hit right after the catch as Davila comes up and smacks the receiver after a gain of about 6.
And if I'm Coach Hill and the Rangers, I'm going to be highlighting Hossman. You see his name all over the stat sheet for the Cougars. You see longest reception at 54 yards, and I'm going to be watching him as the player to watch on the offensive side other than Dietrich for the Cougars.
His 29th reception of the season. Again, good for 6 yards, so it's 2nd and 4. The Ranger defense has a challenge tonight with this Cougar offense. Dietrich keeps it after faking a handoff and barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. A lot of Rangers there. Down at the bottom of the pile was the linebacker, Nicholas Dudzikowski.
We talked about Dudzikowski before the game, a state wrestler, and you talk to John Madden in life, or you hear the quotes that he used to say about wrestlers in football, and they make some of the best football players, and you see Dudzikowski there, and we'll be seeing him all night on the defensive side of the thing for the Rangers, one of the linebackers.
So it's 3rd down and 4. Dietrich wants to throw, has some pressure, but then his offensive line makes good on it as they knock down the hard-charging Woods, who came in quickly. But the pass goes incomplete, and they'll have to punt, and that is not what head coach Nate Leonard wanted to see on their first drive.
And Dietrich looking for Hossman right there. Got the pass broken up, though, and we'll see how the Cougars punter starts off his night.
Looks like 29, Tyler Chelly. He's a senior.
He's holding on to it.
He's going to keep it. And he's going to get sacked. I don't know why, when he started, why he didn't think he could get it off. There was a lot of pressure as both Hack and Gingrich were in there. So the Rangers have a short field as they'll start on the Cougar 19-yard line, 1st and 10 after the punt that didn't happen for Canyon.
One thing I thought was going to be really vital on this game in total was the special teams. I mean, you talk about Clayton Amaya, and you talk about the Canyon punters, and with the way the wind's blowing today, it was affecting them before the game, and maybe that's why he decided to pull it down. We won't know until maybe later, but you never know what the punter's having to think through right there.
So 90 seconds into this first quarter, Ryland Walker. A little flip. That's Freund. Goes right and gets almost nothing. As good pursuit by the defense that time. Looked like a bunch of their secondary and one of their linebackers was there as well as they stopped the run for not even a yard. It's 2nd down and 10.
Canyon's going to be really trying to keep the passing game not starting at all for Smithson Valley with a 3-3-5 is what we thought they'll be lining up with. You see the 3 linemen, the 3 linebackers, and you see some defensive backs coming down to crash down.
Walker gives it to Sowersby, has a hole, will get about 5 yards across the 15 to set up a 3rd and 5 as he's brought down by Fuentes and Aiden Smith. So 3rd down and 5 for the Rangers at the 14.
And with Amaya, he's already well within his field goal range if the Rangers don't manage to move forward here. But I think with how the offense of the Rangers have been so far this season, I think this could easily be a turning point early on in this game.
Walker fakes the handoff and then throws it incomplete out to the edge. And I was about to say it might be 4-down territory, but here comes Clayton Amaya and the field goal team.
And that one just a little too tall for the wide receiver. Looked like McBride was on the end of it and just got a hand to it but couldn't grasp it. And I think if he got a hand onto that one, this would have been 1st down, but 4th down here for Amaya.
So Amaya will try it from the 21, which makes it a 31-yard field goal try. Three of 4 on the season. Make it 4 of 5 as the Rangers get on the board first with a 31-yard field goal by Clayton Amaya. They lead 3-0, 9:03 to go in the first quarter. We're back after this on the Rangers Network.
Got the tickets?
Yep, I got them right here. I'll see you at 9.
Call GVTC today for our premium Wi-Fi service. Because Wi-Fi dead zones are downright
Terrifying.
GVTC, official Wi-Fi of the undead.
Oh man, here's a broken play. I don't think any of these guys are north to south runners. I mean, look at this one here. Just bounced outside with no blockers ahead of him. But you know, you can always call a Hail Mary, and the guy that you want as your QB is Dr. Ferris. I mean, you give Dr. Ferris the ball, and boom, good things happen. Yep, that's Ferris Orthodontics again with that really nice new smile.
Amaya's 2nd kickoff the night goes into the end zone as well, and there will be no return. So the Cougar offense comes out for the 2nd time. That was Hausman and Kunze in the end zone for receptions.
Looks like Smithson Valley going to have 4 on the line. Or maybe an edge rusher right here with 3. And
No, it's a 4-down line. Those are the usual suspects. Receiver wide either way. They've got tight ends out there this time. They'll try to run it on 1st down and not getting much. Looks like that was Jackson Reagan.
just managed to get a shoelace tackle there. Dud Zakowski did, and I saw him on the ground, so I think he just managed to catch the foot of Reagan.
So a gain of 1, make it 2nd and 9. You mentioned the linebackers or the edge rushers. The linebackers are active as anybody in the region as they want to attack the offense. That's Reagan again. This time he gets a good run of about 7 yards up to the 32 before he's dragged down by Maynard and others. So it's 3rd and 3.
We thought that Dietrich was going to be opening up the running lanes for Reagan, but right now Reagan's trying to open up the passing lanes for Dietrich, and I mean, he's doing a decent enough job, but 3rd down here and 3 to go. Last time 3rd down conversion was not completed, so we'll see if the Cougars can get it here on their 2nd try of the game.
Only one wide out in this formation. Now motion from Hausman. He pulls it, looks for Hausman, who's wide open on the near sideline. He might go all the way. Nobody caught him out of the the motion, and the Canyon Cougars have scored the first touchdown of the night at 7:45 to go in the first and lead at 6-0 with the extra point to come.
And I think that motion by the Cougar offense really opened up Hossman there. A little just misdirection of where they thought the play was going to go with only one wideout, and they threw it to that single wideout, and they put 6 on the board right away, and now Cougars have a chance to go up 7-0. They're looking to take the field goal quickly.
Extra point will come from Enriquez, and it's up, and it is good. 7-3, Canyon leads. We just want to stay here for this one just real quick. The receiver ran in, so when Hossman came out, the cornerback went with the receiver, and that's what caught the Rangers. Is a safety hadn't come over to see him. A safety was actually double covering the receiver who broke in, and the Rangers had a breakdown there, and that is a problem.
So 1 for 2 on third down conversions now for the Cougars. That one being this touchdown by Hossman from Dietrich, and you'll think that opens up the running lanes a little bit now as the Rangers want to get that touchdown right back with 7:45 left in the first quarter. So passing touchdown number 9 on the year for the Cougars. Average about 234 passing yards a game.
Yeah, the difference is that they average about 30 points a game and the Rangers give up 10. The Rangers average a little over 30 points a game and the Cougars give up 24.
I think this is going to be a really close matchup if the defenses don't get sturdy quickly.
The kickoff will be fielded by Duffy at the 10. Far sideline, breaks a couple of tackles and then is brought down. A nice tackle at the end there, or the Cougars would have been seeing Jackson Duffy go the distance again. So the Rangers will have good field position as the ball will be spotted. Where is it going to be spotted? The 38-yard line. They'll have 1st and 10. So not as good as their first drive, which started on the Cougars 20 or 19.
I mean, I don't think you can ask for much better than that starting position originally, but for given what is the circumstances here, the 38-yard line is pretty decent, and I think lining up for a little run to the left side here is what I'll see, a little misdirection maybe.
DuBose and Duffy on the near side will run it. That is Spradley. He gets his first run of the night. He's pushed out of bounds by the Cougar defense at the 41, so a gain of 3. It's 2nd down and 7. And after the first series with Sowersby, it is Cade Spradley in for the first time tonight, a little earlier than usual.
Left guard Reese Anderson lost his lid there, so he'll take this one play off. Anthony Acosta in that left guard here for the one play.
Walker looks like he's checking at the line just a little bit. Play clock still at 3 now as he snaps it, hands it to Spradley, goes straight up the middle, breaks a tackle, spins forward, gets some help from his offensive line, and finally gets first down yardage as he crosses midfield. And the defensive Canyon is not as physically gifted is the wrong word. They're not as big as Smithson Valley, so we'll see if the Rangers try to do that much of the night, try to force their will upon the Cougar defense.
Rangers offense on the season, 8 rushing touchdowns, and like you mentioned, that number will likely have a chance to go up here tonight. Looks like the defense is going to be going all-out blitz here.
Walker wants to throw. They do blitz. He's got a man down the field. It's Duffy arm wrestling with the cornerback Ben Coronado, and there is a flag.
That'll be on 31 for Canyon.
Duffy did a great job of selling that he was trying to get to the ball, and Coronado had an arm bar on him that got called, and that will be a penalty that will earn the Rangers about 15 yards and a first down.
And I think that's something that we're going to be watching on both sides is the flags of how much yardage you're giving the opposing team. And either side of this, you don't want to be giving up yardage to the Rangers if you're Canyon, and you don't want to give Canyon yardage if you're the Rangers with how these two teams play. Smithson Valley will come at you very methodically, and Canyon, I think, will play a little quicker and a little more smash-mouth football.
So that's our first flag of the night. 6:55 to go in the first. 7-3, Cougars on top. Rangers on the move. Walker fakes to Spradley and rolls to his left, looking for someone down the field and finds a receiver across the 20 and out of bounds. Is that? Yes, it is. Brody Day, his first catch of the night. And he'll get a Ranger first down inside the 20. That is his 13th catch of the season.
Almost taking out one of our cameras down there right at the 20-yard line. And
got Michael there on that camera. Scott at the other one on the opposite 20, and Jenna up top. Our camera people always have to thank them because they're some of the best in the area. So clock stops as the play went out of bounds. Walker wants to throw it to the edge. That's Freddie. Gets a block and then gets hit initially, comes out of a tackle, and then gets pushed out of bounds.
Maybe yard and a half.
Maybe,
right there.
yeah.
I've never been a big fan of screenplays. They're one of those things that work really well on paper and just kind of a difficulty to execute with how physical players have gotten in the past in recent years. I think when you look at when the screen was invented, I'm sure it was real easy to run, and when everyone wasn't physically training 24/7 for football.
So a new play comes in. It's 2nd and 9 from the 18. We run the same play again, and this time their defensive back makes the play again. Unbelievable. Luke Bell, a sophomore on the corner there, just blew up the block from Day and took Freddie down after a short gain. We'll give him another yard or two. The ball's at the 16 now, and it's 3rd down and 7.
0 for 1 on 3rd down conversions so far for Smithson Valley. We'll see what they do here. When I played against Smithson Valley, I know one thing that was always heavily focused on was the motion as the timeout is taken.
We'll come to that. We'll come to that conversation. We're going to take a timeout. 7-3, Canyon on top. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. This is the Rangers Network.
So, where are we eating?
With GVTC's blazing fast fiber speeds,
3.5 stars, not a chance we try anything under 4.
you might feel like other things in life are taking a little longer than before.
Ooh, what sounds better, La Fiesta or Dumpling Palace?
Oh, Dumpling Palace.
Ew, gross.
We may not be able to speed up your dinner decisions, but we can provide fast and consistent premium Wi-Fi to search all the available options. Enjoy the GVTC difference, and please be patient with things that may have seemed to
Wait, what are we gonna watch?
slow down a bit. GVTC, connecting you.
Back to Cougar Stadium. Walker takes the snap, looks to the right, has a receiver, and it bounces off his chest, and then comes a flag. So I believe the official's saying there was contact before the ball got there. And with that, Rangers should have another first down.
That was a pretty apparent pass interference there. I mean, you have to give the receiver a chance to catch the ball.
I mean, just because his shoulder pads went forward before the ball got there? Yeah.
So 2 flags for the Cougar defense already.
Yeah.
And from
So
that
tell
play,
me about Smithson Valley when you played against him. What did you see?
I mean, on scout team, one thing we always checked on was that jet motion play that they'll run. They'll set up the wide receivers, and I think you've seen it probably for the past 30 so years that Coach Hill's been coaching. I'm sure it was in his first playbook, and I'm sure it's going to be in his last playbook once he's done coaching.
Well, Freund ran the first one in the first quarter, which we're still in. 2 receivers near side. Handed off. Spradley straight ahead. Has some contact, but falls forward. Gets about a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal, I think, from the 8.
Defense of the Cougars here really doing well to slow down the Rangers. Cougars defense isn't really going to blow you out of the water, but they'll do the job. And 16 tackles for loss on the season. Haven't had one yet here tonight, but they will get you in the backfield. 4.5 sacks. We'll see what they can do here on second down.
Tackle Roman McFall has 3 tackles for loss and 2 sacks, the most of anybody on the team. And there we go to the end zone as the Rangers have got on the board.
And I think that's a real big touchdown right there for the Rangers to make it a 9-7 game, and will be 10-7 likely after the Clayton Amaya field goal. But you don't want to be down to Canyon early on. I think you want to be pushing the gas pedal against them and making them be on the back foot.
Amaya is in for the extra point. 5:06 to go in the quarter. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it's good. So Rangers go up 10-7 with 5:06 to go in the first. We're back after this timeout on the Rangers Network.
Hey, buddy, got your glove?
Yep, I got it right here. You're coming, right?
Of course. I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Awesome.
Don't forget the you-know-whats.
Whether you're gearing up for a big project or a big game, GVTC has everything you need to stay connected.
What do you think?
They are going to love these.
From smart security and high-speed internet to TV and phone, GVTC provides cutting-edge technology for your home and business.
Thank you.
You made it. Hey, what is it? Whoa, jerseys!
With deep roots in the community, we're committed to building a stronger, better, connected future for the areas we serve. Our GVTC Foundation's charitable support and industry-leading products help you stay connected to what matters most. GVTC, connecting you.
Back at Cougar Stadium as Amaya will kick off for the 3rd time here in the first quarter. Not even 7 minutes into the game. And this one, like the previous 2, will come near sideline and go through the end zone. And the Cougars will start 1st and 10 from their own 25. The 8-yard touchdown pass from Walker to Duffy, I believe, made it a 10-7 score with 5:06 to go in the first quarter. And Cole, this is crazy that both teams have now had 2 possessions, and except for the very first one, every possession has resulted in a score.
Yeah, it's been a high-octane game, just 7 minutes in, and I think this is going to be one of those games that go over the average of 38 points between the 2 and their 32 all-time meetings. That's about the average score between the 2, so we're at 17 now, about halfway there.
Another handoff. This looks like one of their fullbacks. Yeah, that's I'm not sure who was. No gain, maybe lost a half a yard as the defense was up for the challenge.
Looks like they're giving them no gain with the markers.
Yeah. So the Ranger defense continues to do what it's supposed to do, and that's stop the other team. They did give up a touchdown pass last time. This time they throw it near sideline. Gingrich is all over it and breaks it up.
Was looking for Jackson Kinsey there and just broken up by Gingrich. Really good coverage by him on that near sideline right in front of the Cougars.
Dietrich threw the ball before Kinsey even had turned. When he turned, the ball was arriving and Gingrich got his hand on it, and while Kinsey got his hands on it, he couldn't hold on to it. It's incomplete. It's now 3rd and long, 3rd and 10. So now you know the defensive line will pin their ears back and just run after Dietrich. Gingrich kind of backs up. Yes, another wheel route. We cover them both. Dietrich tries to scramble, being chased by Hudson Woods, who wraps him up and then gets help.
Ball was loose.
Came up. I think they say the Rangers got it.
That's a tough break for the Cougars. You don't want to give Smithson Valley any extra possessions of the football, and right there the line just broke down a little bit, and I saw a couple of white jerseys. Hudson Woods was one of them.
Hudson Woods, I think Owen Hack came in, and one of them knocked it out of Dietrich's hands, and the Rangers will have it 1st and 10 from the Cougar 22. So here comes the offense again with 4:19 to go. Walker sends 2 receivers, Duffy and DuBose out here near sideline. On 1st and 10. And there's whistles, so probably a procedure, and that's the call. False start by somebody.
I didn't see it, but I mean, we're up here and we're not on the field, so there's a reason for that.
So 1st and 15 as Walker goes to the sideline to get a word and then turns and shares it as the play is now signaled in. So it'll be 1st and 15 from the 27. So we'll see what the playbook looks like on 1st and 15.
A lot of people in the box for the Cougars right now trying to block that run down the middle.
They're going to throw an out route. Freddie broken up nicely.
That tip almost went into the hands of Freddie. Breaking it up there was number 7, Ray Stanley, and really had to get up and deflect it away from Freddie.
Ray Stanley, a good-looking senior with 12 tackles on the season, his second pass breakup of the season. They have some corners with Coronado and Stanley and Bell who have a lot of athletic ability and can really cover. It's just whether they can do it for 4 quarters.
I think it's going to be really on the front half of defense for the Cougars. I mean, it's a 3-3-5 is what it's been looking like so far, and all those defensive backs have been doing their job so far.
Little delayed handoff to Sowersby. Someone got a hand on him, and then somebody hit him, and he's dragged back, so he won't get much, maybe a couple of yards before the Cougar defense just wraps him up. And that was the defensive line and the linebackers and even a safety in there, as the Rangers will now see a 3rd and 14 from the 27.
Canyon's going to really be focusing on not giving Rylan Walker any time to think back there, and I think that's really their best option, to not let Smithson Valley get started. And right now 3rd and 15, as you mentioned, and big 3rd down right here.
So Freddie and Jackson are wide out on the near sideline. Walker takes the snap, fakes it to Sowersby, now looks for Freddie, or no, that's Duffy inside the 5. He makes a great catch against Bell. He goes up high and pulls it down, and the Rangers will have 1st and goal from the 4-yard line, actually against Stanley that time, and that was a great catch by Jackson Duffy.
And the Cougars there just stuffing the box again to try stop the run and possibly get after Walker there, and the defensive backs maybe just lost Duffy there, and they got it all the way down to the 4. It looks like they're marking it at. I thought it was at the 3, but we'll give them the 4.
I think everybody focuses on Freddie. Here's Sowersby, left side, not much. Their line is holding up well right now. Look like Gabriel Benitez maybe at the bottom of that pile. But again, Freddie DuBose was out there with him, and so much focus is on Freddie that I think Jackson just kind of squeezed out to near the sideline and went up and made a great catch. So it's 2nd and goal now from the 3, as they'll give Sowersby a yard on the call. Both receivers broke to the far side of the field. Now Sowersby up the middle, gets a couple of yards, tries to get some help from his offensive line, but the defense pushes him back. Aiden Smith, the middle linebacker, one of those in on the tackle, along with Caleb Fuentes, a tackle.
And I think if you're Coach Leonard right now, you got to be really proud with how the defense is stopping them in this red zone opportunity here. I mean, 2 back-to-back plays, next to no gain, and now you got them on 3rd down, and hopefully you get a stop here and make them go for it on 4th or go for the field goal.
3rd and goal from the 2. DuBose in motion. Low snap. They'll throw it to DuBose, who's wide open on the flat on the far sideline, and there's another touchdown for the Rangers. The snap was low. Great job by Ryland to keep his composure and look up, because Freddie, who went in motion, had ended up being all by himself.
I think that bad snap almost made it easier for him to be open there on the right side. You got the defense swarming Walker there in the backfield, and everyone just had eyes on him, and no one had eyes on the receiver for Amaya now to take the field goal.
So Amaya on for the extra point. 2 minutes to go in the 1st quarter, and the Rangers go up 17-7. There's timeout on the field. This is the Rangers Network.
Guys, look what just came in. Just in time.
Please tell me it's our hats.
It is, but these aren't the right ones.
Oh, great. What are we gonna do now? These will never work.
Hey, I know. Why don't we call your dad, no? Jeremy Fuller, State Farm Insurance, can help with anything.
Well, usually can, but... Great idea. He helped my grandma with her business insurance. Yes, he does that, but not...
Yes, he even helped my mom with her boat insurance.
Yes, that's great, but he doesn't insure shipping.
There they are. I've been looking all over for those. The teachers are having a pool party after swim practice is done. And I think you're looking for these.
Thanks, Principal Snyder. Now we are ready.
And so are we.
Let's do this!
We're at Canyon's Cougar Stadium as Amaya has kicked it through the end zone again for the 4th time tonight. And the Rangers lead at 17-7. 2 minutes to go, first quarter action, as the Cougars have it 1st and 10 from the 25. As this has been kind of a surprising start. Not that the Rangers have done anything, but the fact that there's been 24 points in the first 10 minutes of the game when I didn't know that anybody expected that. Defense back out there as the Cougars split a receiver either way. Dietrich wants to throw, throws it to his back. That's Bastian, but Gingrich, among others, already there to knock him down and knock him back.
And I think we're going to be talking about how high scoring of a game this is quite often with how things are going so far. 24 points between the two. Highest scoring matchup in the 32 previous ones has been a 2018 year, Smithson Valley victory of 52 over Canyon of 33, and so an 85-point game there. We're at 24 now. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
I don't know if we'll get there. So 2 receivers either way for the Cougars. They hand it off. No, they fake the handoff to Bastian. Little in route, and there's a flag. It looks like that'll be interference.
Flag came from about 20 yards out. That was a good throw there by the ref.
Ball intended for Ryder Hopper, a senior wide receiver. Not on the depth chart, but he was the intended receiver there. Correct me, he is on the depth chart. He's the H receiver.
So
it is a first down by penalty.
3 defensive pass interferences, and we're
still in the first
11
quarter.
minutes down.
So first down by penalty for the Cougars. Ball now at the 32. It's an automatic penalty. So again, a 2 receiver set. Either way, Dietrich's going to have a keeper here. Gets stopped initially, but hops over the lunging defensive lineman. And here's a late flag from our referee. We'll have to see what it is, as the ball would be spotted somewhere near the 24, which would make it a 2-yard gain. Let's see what the official saw.
Kind of a late flag, as you mentioned. And
dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Rangers.
That's something you won't see often ever with the Rangers and Coach Hill and how they run the organization over there. It's all about class and discipline and tradition there, and just all-out effort.
So the Rangers give up their second by penalty first down to the Cougars. The ball now at the 49. 3 receivers to the left, 1 near side. A single back besides Dietrich. Now motion across. Turned up the field a little early. Pass intended for Kinsey. He catches it. Dietrich pushes him back. So a short gain, as they'll mark him up to the 50, I believe, and that'll be a gain, well, to the 49, a gain of 2 at 2nd and 8.
PK Miller is who I saw got to him first. Safety. Smithson Valley's going with about 6 in the box, and they've got 1 linebacker lined up with a receiver.
So 2nd and 8. They'll hand it off. No, he fakes the handoff and keeps it. gets out of an arm tackle, then gets brought down. Dudzikowski near the 44-yard line. That'll set up a 3rd down and 3.
1 for 3 on 3rd down conversions for the Cougars, a fumble and a touchdown.
And that's the end of the first quarter, so we'll take a break as they'll switch ends of the field. This is the Rangers Network.
What is going on?
It's this darn whistle, it's broken. What are we gonna do now? The game's only an hour away. We can call Talent Dad with Jeremy Fuller State Farm Insurance. That's not really what he does. Great idea. He has my dad's auto insurance. Yeah, but that's not it either.
Yes, he has my mom's homeowner's insurance.
That's great, but it's not that kind of insurance. Stop!
One of these? We have plenty lying around.
Yes! All right, let's try that again.
Back to Cougar Stadium. Dietrich on 3rd and 3 sends his back in motion. Wants to throw right side, far side, completed pass. Out there for Daniel Inman. His 9th catch of the season, and that's good for another Cougar first down, their 3rd of this drive.
And who was in motion there for the Cougars was number 9, Daniel Bastian. And Dietrich didn't even give him a look, so I think that was just a planned play of
eye candy.
Yeah.
Make him look this way and throw it the other way.
Got the first down. That's all that matters at the end of the day for the Cougars.
Keep the safeties away from your receiver. So one either way now. Bastian takes the hand. No, Dietrich kept it. Runs near sideline, gets wrapped up and pummeled at about the 33. But not until he gets some yardage. That's Jackson Maynard.
Well, he fooled me, he fooled you, and he fooled all 11 on the defense right there for that quarterback keeper.
So the ball at the 33. It's 2nd down and 5 as they need to get to the 28 for a first down. Cougars doing a good job of mixing up the play calls. Dietrich, really the key we talked about at the beginning of the game. He's going to have to make this offense go, running, throwing, just getting them into the right play. Fakes a handoff, wants to throw, gets some pressure, avoids the pressure, finds Hossman down the near sideline for a touchdown. He got it off as he got pummeled. The Ranger defense disappointed they didn't get to him in a time, but the Cougars have scored again with 11:03 to go in the second quarter and have narrowed the score to 4 and an extra point to come.
D-line had about 2 chances to get to Dietrich there, and I saw after the play Hudson Woods really upset with himself not getting the sack there and stopping that scoring opportunity for the Cougars. Extra point up for the Cougars now.
Extra point is good, so it's 17-14 with 11:03 to go, second quarter. There's a timeout on the Rangers Network.
Building a home, have hail damage, or your roof is just grown old and tired. Eternal Roofing's award-winning company will meet all of your roofing needs. We specialize in all roofing styles and service the Hill Country and surrounding areas. We are family-owned and fellow Rangers that love our community and look forward to growing alongside of it. Call us today and go Rangers!
Back to Cougar Stadium, it's 17-14. Rangers on top of the Cougars. But the Cougars are showing lots of life as Chelly will handle the kickoff duties for the Cougars. Tyler Chelly, a senior. We'll see if the Rangers, who usually have DeBose and Duffy back, that's kind of a squib kick. Duffy will field it at the 4. Comes near sideline, gets through one tackle, but then gets brought down by the second tackler. And the Cougars did a good job of keeping him limited as he only gets back to the 20 or 21-yard line.
Nagy on the stop there, Duke Nagy, wearing the number 0, the senior. Coming down from the kickoff team and stopping Jackson Duffy there, right at the 20. So a decent return for what that kick was. I mean, that was a screamer right through all the Rangers, and if that was the line drive in baseball, you might have been ducking out of the way and looking for cover.
So the offense asked to come out and answer the Cougar touchdown now, but they've got 79 yards to go. 2 receivers far side, 1 near. A couple of backs in the backfield, 1 to block, 1 to carry. This is Spradling, tries to go left, gets bottled up and doesn't even get back to the 20-yard line. He'll lose about 4. As their defense all of a sudden has some fire up in them.
And this is one of those matchups between Canyon and Smithson Valley. When you let someone get a little momentum their way, it's going to be hard to stop them once they really get their engines revving and their momentum going. And right now the Canyon defense is, I think, starting to rev up a little bit here in the second quarter.
Grayson Coyne, one of the in on the tackle, as a couple of backup defensive linemen are in. So the Rangers on 2nd and 12, they give him a 2-yard loss. They'll want to throw it to Freddie near sideline. It might be picked off as Freddie kind of didn't run as hard as you thought Ryland expected him to. And coverage was good as Hananda was down deepest along with Bell on coverage of Freddie.
Really good coverage there by the DBs for the Cougars. Another 3rd down chance here.
Tupiwa Hananda, the junior stinger for their defense, basically their 3rd safety in this lineup. So 3rd and 12, they're both guys deep on this one. Here's Freddie, or Jackson Day, a little in route from the numbers, and Ryland throws it over his head. It's incomplete, it's 4th down. Not a good drive for the Rangers there after the Cougars score their 2nd touchdown.
Really big step up there from the Cougar defense to get that 3 and out, and now you set Amaya back to punt it away.
First punt for Clayton Amaya.
And I think this is going to be an important punt here to see how he can stop the Cougars offense momentum with how far back he'll try to pin them.
Not much wind now. He averages almost 42 yards a punt. That's it right there. Low line drive, bouncing, fielded by Hausman right around the 42, and that's where the Rangers will stop him. At the 41, actually, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars there. That actually wasn't Hausman. That was Nagy.
Just could not get any forward momentum there off that punt there. I mean, it's really difficult when you can't fair catch it and just call for safety essentially for your humanly body and just try to had to do something. Couldn't find anything against the punt team for Smithson Valley.
So 1st and 10 from the Cougars. They trail the Rangers 17-14. 9:53 to go, 2nd quarter. Dietrich keeps it, throws it to the edge. A short gain.
Found
that was
Elias Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, one of their tight ends. Give him a gain up to the 46, so a gain of 5 makes it 2nd and 5 as they have gotten more guys involved in this offense as the game has gone along. They try to mix it up.
That's going to be integral for the Canyon team. We mentioned Dietrich and Hausman who are really keen on the defensive side, but they'll start to.
Dietrich takes the snap, looking sideline. Hausman pushes off, but can't catch it. Got some separation on Gingrich with a little forearm, but it goes incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
They'll be keen on Hausman like they did there with Gingrich, and it's going to be opening up other lanes for the likes of Inman, Reagan, and Kinsey on the Cougar offense, and that's how you'll start to get momentum going. But here in third down, we'll see what the Cougars can do.
3rd and 5. Dietrich sends 2 receivers near, 1 to the far sideline. Reagan still his tailback beside him in the pistol. He gets some pressure. The ball gets tipped up in the air by Dudzikowski, and it'll be incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down. We'll see if they bring the punt unit. It looks like they do.
Really great play there from the linebacker Dudzikowski. I thought I saw a 97, but based on my roster sheet, I obviously don't know how to read jersey numbers.
Well, he was the one blitzing from the far side, and the defensive line, they looked like they were setting up a screen because they were letting guys come through. He just got his hands up and got a hand on it.
You can't let someone like Dudzikowski get anywhere close to your quarterback.
They're going to punt. The snap is high. Chelly comes up with it, and fair caught at the 20-yard line by Duffy. Someone who passed him on the way by, which was Hudson Ivy, said something to him because Jackson reacted to it and then looked at the official. So not real sure what he said, but the offense will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. It's a wonderful game. You see so many things when you pay attention. 9:31 to go, 2nd quarter. Rangers by 3 with the ball for the 2nd time in the quarter. Last time was a 3 and out. Looks like we got Duffy and DuBose on the far sideline. Rylan Walker hands it. This is Sowersby. Comes near sideline and ends up running out of bounds as he crosses the 25. So again, a gain of 5 or 6. It'll be 2nd down.
A little sleight of hand there. Everyone was lined up to the left side, and the left side was the heavy side, and they went opposite of that heavy formation. And it really opened up that side with how the Cougar defense was lined up with a few man to man.
So the 2 receivers come near sideline now, the short side of the field. Tight end is on the far side. Walker takes the hand to Sowersby up the middle. There's a seam. He breaks through, then runs over somebody, but gets brought down. That's Bell. And who else got him? 20.
That was Parker Woodrum and Luke Bell. Really good stopping between those two. I mean, just low on the shoulder there with Sowersby. And for a second there, I thought he was going to just absolutely express right over them. And I thought, as there's a Cougar
one of
player
the Cougars
down.
goes down with looks like cramps, so we'll have a timeout on the field. We'll take it with him. Well, let's not do that because the player, that's Brody Bullum, who ends up making his way off the field with the trainers right away. So both units, the offense of the Rangers and the defense of the Cougars, will come right back on the field. So it's 1st and 10 from the, what is that, the 36 for the Rangers after the nice run by Sowersby.
And with how hot it's been in Texas for the past forever, it seems like at this point you're bound to get some cramps here in the Texas heat. It was 95 at kickoff.
Walker. Tried a hard count, see if anybody jumped. They didn't, so now the snap. Hand off to Sowersby. Cuts back against the grain. Makes one man miss it and then gets knocked down, but not until he gets out to the 44. That'll bring 2nd and 2, actually to 43, 2nd and 3 for the Rangers as they're hitting him hard. That time it was one of their linebackers, I think Elijah Delgado, that got part of him. And the Rangers find themselves in 2nd and short, which is a great play call opportunity.
You mentioned how he went against the grain there, and it looked like Parker Woodrum, the one who he broke the ankles of, and almost you think that Woodrum might need to tie in the laces with how he went flying after that one.
2 wide receivers near sideline. We'll run it straight up the middle. Sowersby kind of knifes his way through, but then slips before he gets to the 45. Looks like they'll mark him there, and it'll be 3rd and 1 for the Rangers. As again, their defense, along with linebacker Aiden Smith, and their defensive line is doing a lot. Roman McFall, number 5, is out there. Caleb, well, that's Grayson Coyne. So their defensive line has been very tough so far. 3rd and 1, it'll be an interesting play call for the Rangers. DuBose and Day come near sideline. Walker is going to take it himself, and he'll get a first down carry as he bowls over the top of Roman McFall, and the Rangers have a first down.
Just real simple play call there, straight up the middle. Keeper by Walker, and I mean, there's not a lot you can do with how big the line is for Smithson Valley against the Cougars defense.
Rangers also doing what they like to do, and that's take some time off the clock with this drive. That started at the 20. They're now at their own 46. First down. Ryland went to hand it off, but he went the wrong way. Pass completed. I think this is McBride, isn't it? Yes, it is. And he's got a first down catch as he runs over a Cougar there for first down yardage at the 42.
Caleb Gaynor got to him first, but didn't wrap him up, and then McBride just spun out of it and kept chugging those legs, and good enough for another Ranger first down. And as we mentioned, just really methodical for the Rangers, and they continue that right here. 6:25 on the clock in the second quarter.
Walker sends. Day and DuBose near sideline. There's a wide receiver on the far side. Sowersby takes it left side, gets stumbled, but then stays on balance. Ends up getting a 5-yard gain, I think, out to about the 40 to the 37. Pardon me. It'll be 2nd and 5.
That's back-to-back runs for Sowersby. It looks like he's losing his footing on the turf here. Turf back to green here at Cougar Stadium.
Yeah.
Away from the red that it had for about half a decade, 2011 to 17.
So now a wide receiver either way. Tight ends in the game. An H-back and Sowersby the tailback behind Walker. 2nd and 5. Sowersby with a lead blocker. Bounces off a couple of defenders and kind of spins for some positive yards. They'll give him a couple to the 35, but it'll be 3rd and 3 again for the Rangers.
Thought he got 3 there. They shortcut him a little bit by about a yard, I think. But nonetheless, 3rd down opportunity here for the Cougar defense. The Rangers, I think this is a big 3rd down with 5 minutes left in the second quarter.
Spradling comes in at tailback to give him a more physical back, although there's nobody's going to say Brad Sowersby's not physical. He's just a little bit bigger. Cade Spradling, the junior, running back and linebacker. Takes a fake delayed handoff. They throw it to the flat. Catch is made, and the Cougars can't wrap up the Ranger offensive player.
Down.
And he's going to get a first down.
Just a little
that must be McBride. It is Daniel McBride making a nice catch, his 2nd of the game. So 1st and 10 for the Rangers from the 33-yard line. They continue, I just haven't said it yet, they continue to roll in different defensive linemen every couple of plays. They've got about 5 or 6 to choose from, and they just keep rotating them in, does Canyon. 2 receivers near sideline. Walker fakes it to Spradling. Freddie, a little screen pass, but they blow it up as they run through Day's block. Again, that is Ray Stanley, who just says, you can't block me. And DuBose loses a couple of yards.
Day was the blocker for DuBose there, and he just got blown up, like you mentioned, by the cornerbacks for the Cougars and dropped the Rangers back 2 yards. And we saw Brody Ballum go down earlier. I see him back on the sideline walking around. So that's good to see. Just a cramp, as we mentioned, most likely due to the heat.
So 2nd and 12 from the 34. Both receivers split far sideline. Fakes it to Spradling. He helps with a block. He's throwing it wide. Intended for Day, and he can't hang on to it. Brody Day went up and had a couple of hands on it and thought he was going to make one of the more spectacular catches we've seen this season, but he could not hold on to it. It's incomplete, and now 3rd and 12.
That was Tupiwa Hananda on the coverage, and he looked pretty upset with himself to not come up with that one. A really good 50-50 ball there, and both players went all out for it. And, I mean, still on the sideline going over there now. He's still upset with himself that I didn't end up with that pick.
So 3rd and 12, we'll see what the Rangers do. They split 2 out each way, a couple of tight ends. McBride's the catch, and he gets tackled for a first down. He turned forward, and that is the safety Gainer came up from behind him and knocked him down forward, and that's a first down for the Rangers at the 19, and they've got another player down on the field.
That's Colin Ott, a little slow to get up.
One of their linebackers. Doesn't look like cramps. Looked like he might have got his bell rung. Can't really tell. We will kind of keep it as all the players are staying handy, as he is up quickly, and he'll make his way off the field.
I mean, he had to deal with trying to take down the big body of McBride, and McBride got a little steam behind him, and looks like maybe got the wind knocked out with how he's having his hands over his head for just a second.
So the Rangers 1st and 10 from the 19 as the drive continues. Now under 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go, as this drive has lasted pretty much 4 minutes now as it continues to roll. Walker with 2 receivers on the far sideline, a tight end over there too. They give it to Spradling. He gets met in the backfield, and he hangs on to the ball. We thought he might have lost it at first, but he hangs on to it as they just continue to get after him. Ethan Ledsworth, one of their backup linebackers, was in there to bother him as gets the ball at the 21. So it's 2nd and 12, a loss of 2 on the play, and really he didn't have any hope. The minute he got to the line, there was 3 black shirts there.
Yeah, it's tough to do that when the whole defense is already swarming you by the time you're not even out of the backfield. And I think that quarter break talk from Coach Hill must have been, let's make this more of our style of football, make it more methodical and precise like a surgeon.
Walker to Spradling. He gets hit in the backfield, breaks through the tackle, gets hit again, turns and spins forward. He'll get a couple of yards. Looks like up to about the 17, where it'll be 3rd down and 8 as their defense continues to be active. Ott back in the game after losing his breath for a moment, and he gives a couple of subs as they continue to rotate different defenders because they know Smithson Valley is a bigger, stronger offensive line and such. But they have weathered the storm well. 17-14. Rangers up, but by only 3. We got a minute and a half when this one is snapped left in the first half. And the Rangers face a 3rd down and 8. 2 receivers near side. They want to throw. Far sideline, making a nice play on the ball is Duffy, and he turns and spins and goes out of bounds at the 9. That should be close to a first down. We'll see if they move the chains. They do. It'll be 1st and goal from the 9.
Well, Duffy almost looked like he could be a juggler with how he caught that one. Almost had to dive out of bounds to keep a hold of it, but managed it and got right to the 9 and right past that chain for a first down.
So clock now stops at 1:25 as Duffy went out of bounds. Both Duffy and Dubose come near sideline. Preston Baker is a tight end on the far side. The ball to Spradling, left side, tries to go outside, gets a couple of yards, but then he's shoved out of bounds. As their pursuit continues to be very good. That was Ott who hit him among others.
The clock continues to tick down.
So ball's at the 6. It's 2nd and goal from there. Be interesting if the Rangers can punch this one in as we go under a minute to go in the first half. No hurry from them as they've got 3 plays basically to get this one in the end zone. Big Gavin Garcia gets on top of the ball. Walker in the shotgun. They'll fake it to Spradling. There's someone in the loose. Is that McBride? No, that's Preston Baker, pardon me. And he's down at the 2. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2 as the clock runs at 32 seconds to go. Be curious if the Rangers will call a timeout here before, because they've still got a couple of timeouts.
They're just trying to go for that 2-for-1 special right now. They're trying to score before the half, and then they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Yes, they will.
It could be a big swing right here with the score.
So a receiver either way now. DeBose in motion. Walker wants to roll left, has Duffy in the end zone, now keeps it himself as they'll call a timeout now. I saw Duffy go down and cut towards the goalpost, and I thought he was open, but Ryland had some pressure on him and didn't have time to make the throw.
I saw Duffy pretty wide open, and Duffy was open enough to be shouting and putting his hands up and calling for it, and right at the O and the U and Cougars in the end zone, and the Cougar defense just swarming and clawing away at the Rangers here.
Rangers will send their field goal team out on 4th down, and they won't try for the end zone. As Coach Hill will go for the points and try to go up 20-14 as we go to halftime.
Not a lot of wind right now coming out from the south, and flags are close to die down, but I mean, with how the wind comes over this press box and the stands of the student section right next to us, it's could do anything but just about dead center in the hashes.
Clayton Amaya, who has a field goal already tonight, 4 of 5 on the season. And the Cougars will call a timeout to try and ice him. This one will be for the 12, so it'll be a 22-yard field goal. The Cougars will take a quick timeout to try to ice the kicker, who stays out on the field. Freund is the holder. Amaya now comes over and talks with one of the coaches who come out to give him a word of encouragement. And it was just that quick.
I saw an interesting thing, you know, when you try to ice the kicker, you're just giving a second chance to line it up perfectly. And so we'll see how this works out here for the Cougars. But Amaya is next to automatic. I mean, I think if you could compare him to anyone this early on in his career, it would be Justin Tucker-like, with how accurate and strong his leg is.
So from 22 yards, play clock begins. Game clock at 3. Snap is good. Freund's hold is good. The kick is up, and it's between the uprights. And we'll go to halftime after the 22-yard field goal by Clayton Amaya makes it a 20-14 score. Rangers up by 6. So we will take it, and we will be back with the second half after the intermission. Rangers again up 20-14 as we take timeout on the Rangers Network. Yard touchdown run by Brad Sowersby puts the Rangers up 27-14 here at Cougar Stadium. 9:28 to go in the third quarter, and Clayton Amaya will kick off for what seems like the 1,000th time tonight, but I know it's not that many. It's probably only about 6 or 7. A bunch of starters on the coverage team for the Rangers who just get a workout, as this one will go through the end zone yet again.
That's the farthest one we've seen today. I mean, that one made it all the way out of the end zone, maybe a little wind assisted, but I think if we started tacking on or keeping track of his kickoff yards, I think we might be well over maybe 500 so far with how he's been kicking and the wind's been helping him.
So big drive for the Cougars, who find themselves down by 13 right now, their biggest deficit of the night. As the Rangers kicked a field goal as time expired in the first half, and then scored a touchdown as they came out in the second half. Cougars will hand it off. This is their tailback Reagan, who gets up to about the 30 on a nice gain of about 5 yards before the Rangers bottled him up.
Nice, easy, simple run of good yardage gain for the Cougars. And that's something they really need here on this, I wouldn't say bounce back drive, but if they don't score here, it's going to be kind of questionable of what the Cougars are going to be able to do the rest of this game. They might give Coach Hill that first start to the next century mark of 400 wins.
They give it to Reagan again. This time he's bottled up near the line of scrimmage. He gets a little bit of a push, so they'll give him a couple of yards up to the 32 or 33. So it should be 3rd down and short. Maynard helping people up. Davila down near the bottom of the pile, along with the big defensive tackle Caleb Sosa, the sophomore. But a gain of 3 makes it 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, like you were saying. I was about to say, just gave him 3 yards. What a big opportunity here for the Rangers to get the third down stop.
Two receivers on the far sideline. Kinsey down here on the near. Reagan the tailback with Dietrich. Dietrich to throw, hits his tailback out of the backfield. That'll be a first down, but he won't get far. Maynard and Miller, the two on the tackle, but it's a first down for the Cougars up to the 38-yard line.
Reagan on the end of that play, getting the 4 yards to get the first down as Canyon converts another third down conversion to go to 3 and 6. That second third down conversion attempt was that touchdown by Hausman.
Another handoff to Reagan, tries to go left, gets a little bit before he gets stood up and pushed back. Sosa and Dudzikowski in there on the tackle. Give him a gain up to the 40, a gain of 2. It's 2nd and 8.
One thing we mentioned in the first half, how Smithson Valley was having to highlight Harry Hausman so much because of how the passing was going for the Cougars, and I think Coach Leonard here just trying to test the waters to see how the running lanes are here to start the second half.
Well, what they need to do more than anything is take some time off the clock with a drive, and he's trying to do that carrying the ball and been successful so far. This time he fakes it to Reagan, throws it out to the edge. Duffy reads it and had a pick 6, but he dropped the ball. Jackson Duffy could have gone for the distance if he hangs on to that one, but it does not, and it's incomplete. It's 3rd and 8.
Dietrich there was looking for Hausman and just cutting it right across him there, as you mentioned, was Duffy. And if Duffy maybe had a little more stick him on those gloves, as you mentioned, might have been gone back for a pick 6, but just lost the handle there as he was trying to move the ball to his side. And big third down here for the Cougars.
3rd and 8. Rangers will blitz Maynard up the middle. He gets picked up. They've got a man down the field, and it's a catch for the Cougars up to the 15 as the Rangers caught him, but not until it's a big catch for number 21. That's Ryder Hopper at 10 catches coming into the season. That's the biggest one yet for him.
Longest reception for the Cougars this season was 54 yards. I think that might have just been the new record for the season.
So they've got a 1st and 10 from the Rangers 15 on the nice pass play from Dietrich to Hopper. New life for the Cougars are trying to answer the Rangers. Again, play action. They throw it to Bastion. He gets stood up but keeps his legs grunting. He's got almost, he's got a first down. This is inside the 5. Extra effort from Daniel Bastion, the senior running back at 5'11", 185.
Just kept those legs a churning, and the fact that he was able to get those extra 2 yards there with 3 men swarming him was kind of a Herculean effort there by him. I mean, wow, the leg power there.
So 1st and goal from the 4. Cougars trying to answer the Rangers and trying to make this 13-point deficit less. A blitz off the edge. The ball's loose. Dudzikowski's there, but I think Dietrich got a hold of it first. The snap wasn't a good one. They did not handle it. And now they're back to the 14 where it's 2nd and goal.
And that's just not something you can really afford to do against Smithson Valley. You get that really nice momentum going, and then you get this bad snap, lose the ball, and lose a nice chunk of yards, and now you're almost back to where you were. Now you have to climb that hill again.
So from the 14, it's 2nd and goal. Rangers back off the receivers. A quick pitch. Bastion tries to run over some defenders, gets inside the 10 is where they'll mark him, not sure. We'll see how the line judge goes up to the 9-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 9. Gingrich on this end, along with Owen Hack came out here, and Miller's the safety on this side.
Got Bastion almost in a Greek tail there. He gets the yards back. The stone rolls back down the mound, and now has to push it back up, and hopefully he doesn't have to roll it back up again here.
So 3rd and goal from the 9. We'll see if they make this a 4-goal situation. Rangers want a blitz. There goes motion from Kinsey. Dietrich to throw, but he's got pressure. He avoids the first, and then he gets picked off. The Rangers pick it off inside the 5, coming up the sidelines. Davila, he's going to go all the way. There is a flag, but he will go the distance and score on a 95-yard interception return. But again, there is a flag.
And some Canyon coaches are telling the team to get back. Coach Leonard's one of them, but it wasn't the first one I saw, so maybe this will be coming back. We'll have to wait and see, but if it doesn't, that's might be starting to put the nail in the coffin.
We'll have to see if it's post-possession flag or whether it was a defensive penalty on the Rangers.
Everyone is going back. I think it might stay with the Cougars here. 4:50 on the clock in the third quarter.
See what our official will tell us. The referee threw the flag. Maybe it was roughing the quarterback. I don't know. See if he makes a call before we play. Somebody's got to tell us what went on.
It looks like they're just going to decide not to tell us today.
It's half the distance to the goal, so the ball's at the 4.5-yard line. But he's not going to tell us.
We don't need to know.
Here we go. No, he is not. So there's a penalty on the Rangers. We have no idea what it was. The line of scrimmage was the 9. The flag was at the 16, so we don't know what happened. But it's 1st and goal from the 4. Play fake. Ball thrown away.
Man. I saw 2 open receivers there in the end zone. I saw Cannon Gutierrez and
well, Gutierrez
Jackson
was the
Kinsey.
intended receiver out here near the sideline.
I saw 2 slant routes going for the end at corner, and Kinsey was back up behind Gutierrez. And
so it's 2nd and goal from the 4 as Dietrich looking for the play call from his offensive coordinator.
I think you should just flip it on its head and maybe go the other way now to the left side instead of, I mean, the play looked good, just a little underthrown.
They've got 2 receivers left. They give it to Bastian, who gets tackled in the backfield. Great job and hustle. Is that Dudzikowski? See if he turns. Yes, Dudzikowski got into the backfield and brought him down as soon as he got the ball. So the ball's still at the 4. It's 3rd and goal now for the Cougars.
One thing about Dudzikowski is I think he's got great footwork, and he's able to be very shifty around the defensive line, and I think that you got to chalk it up to his wrestling background for Smithson Valley.
You know, at right tackle is their defensive tackle, Bollum. Dietrich to throw to the edge. It's Hausman against Duffy. He hung on to it. Touchdown Cougars. They answer the Rangers with 3:59 to go in the third quarter with a touchdown of their own.
Dietrich there just saw that the back shoulder of Hausman was open, and he went for it, and Hausman ended up making the reception, and now it's 20-27. Extra point attempt about to be taken.
So the 3rd touchdown reception of the night for Harry Hausman, and the extra point is good. 27-14. The Cougars won't go away here on the Rangers Network.
Got the tickets?
Yep, I got them right here. I'll see you at 9.
Call GVTC today for our premium Wi-Fi service. Because Wi-Fi dead zones are downright
terrifying.
GVTC, official Wi-Fi of the undead.
Back to Cougars Stadium, 3:59 to go, third quarter action. The Rangers lead at 27-21, but the Cougars came back on a nice lengthy drive of almost 5+ minutes and scored on the 5-yard touchdown pass from Dietrich to Hausman. It's Hausman's 3rd touchdown reception of the night, and that gives him 8 on the season.
Now the task for the defense is getting a quick stop and getting the ball quickly back to your offense, and hopefully the offense takes the lead if you're the Canyon Cougars.
Likewise, it's up to the Cougars. That one's going to go out of bounds, so they're going to get even better position, field position, the Rangers will. As Chelly can't keep it in bounds, tried to squib it a little bit, and it goes out. So what does that take it to the 30? I think so.
One out right about the 15. We'll see, will there.
Oh, we're going to make him kick it again. Now, that's what Coach Hill does. He says, we'll make him kick it again instead of just taking 5 yards from the 25 to the 30. He'll make him kick it again.
And we saw this a few weeks ago. Coach Hill will do this and just keep tasking that kicker with having to kick it into play. And I mean, if you can't kick in between the lines, then just going to keep giving Smithson Valley the best field position possible. And I think that's one of those mental games that Coach Hill has been playing for 300 victories and looking for 301 right here.
Play clock is started, so Chelly will again put a toe to it, this time from the 35. Low end over end kick. Duffy fields it at the 15. Goes far sideline, has a seam, gets all the way up to the 38-yard line where the Rangers will start 1st and 10.
I think if Duffy didn't field that one, I think that one might have been going out of bounds again with how that one looked like it was spinning. Looked like it was tilted a bit to the left side, and with how the spin was, I think if Duffy just let it go.
Won't argue with you a bit. He just wasn't going to be able to take that chance, I think is what he thought. Plus, he's got 2 90-yard touchdown returns. Why not try it again? And here come the Rangers offense. Cougars looking to the sideline for the call. The Rangers with the receiver either way. Tight end in the backfield ahead of the back, which looks like it's Spradley. He'll take it, goes up the middle, has a seam, breaks a tackle, then gets brought down near midfield. Good hustle by Cade Spratling. Another first down for the Rangers. That was Brady Ballum among those on the tackle.
Coronado there as well, helping him.
So the Rangers get a first down on a first down run by Spradling. They're at the 48 now.
He just saw that seam and cut to the left and found it and just kept chugging along and got a nice chunk of yardage there.
The offensive line gets set. Tight end on the right, receiver either way. Walker to Spradling. Bounces out, then cuts in because he saw a defender who ended up taking him down. Good job on the defense that time, shutting him down. That's the inside Mike linebacker, Aiden Smith, who's adding to his tackle total on the season with that one after a 2-yard gain by Spradling.
Just nowhere to go for Spradling on that one. Looked right and would have had to go through Smith there and try to go left, and Smith just had him covered off.
So 2nd and 8 from midfield. A delayed handoff. Spradling goes right, gets away from a tackler, then cuts upfield, plants his foot, and goes near the 46. It'll be 3rd down and about 4, it looks like, from there.
The Rangers just doing what they do, taking time off the clock with this drive. I mean, gone about 30-ish yards, and they've taken a good another 2.5 minutes off the clock, and that's just what Smithson Valley will do all game long if you allow them.
Two receivers either way. Spradling the setback. Walker wants to throw out to the edge. It's Dubose. Catches it. He's got a first down before he's wrapped up. The Rangers have another first down. Clock under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, so the drive officially 2 minutes old right here. Ball spotted at the 38. It'll be 1st and 10.
This is one of those drives where Smithson Valley is going to bleed as much time off the clock as they possibly can. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this was the last possession of the 3rd quarter with how they're going.
Two receivers, Day and Dubose on this end. Freund is on the top side. Walker to Spradling, going right, has some room, gets bottled up, spins away from it, still going as is inside the 25 and across the 20. As Cade Spradling continues to run like the tough runner he is, Now over 350 yards on the season, and the Rangers have another first down.
Been really impressed with both sides, or both teams here, with just keeping the legs moving when they get swarmed by the defense. I mean, first we saw Harry Hossman do it for the Cougars, and now you're seeing the Rangers do it.
So from the 20, it's 1st and 10. Again, Day and Freund on the near sideline, or Day and Freddie on the near sideline. Spradling again going right, tries to cut it up, and he does so. Gets about 4 or 5 yards across the 15 to the 14. It'll be 2nd down and 6 as the Cougar defense is bending but not breaking. Ranger offensive coaches out there with lots of signals. As Preston Baker comes in as Freddie takes a break. So see on 2nd and 4 what we can do. A lone receiver down on this end is Freund. Spradling sees a seam up the middle, goes across near the 10-yard line. We'll see if he's marked at the 11, so it'll be 3rd and 1 as their defensive line continues to bottle up along with their linebackers as they rotate more defensive linemen in. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Rangers up 27-21 on the Rangers Network.
Not the fun part of being a dad, but I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me.
Concerning you?
Yeah. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella, and
Arlo?
I wasn't eavesdropping. He's always watching you. His videos are secure. This guy sounds like a creep.
It's not.
Your privacy is very important to me, and I think you need to make better decisions when it comes to boys. And this Arlo is not a boy that I think you should be dating.
You're dating someone?
Yeah, Arlo. I heard you guys talking about him.
Arlo.
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. We were talking about how great they are and how safe they make me feel. Arlo's not a boy.
Well, that's a boy's name.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
Back to Cougar Stadium where the Rangers lead at 27-21, and they're on offense right now with a 3rd and 1 at the Cougar 11. So a big 3rd down play for the Cougars or for the Rangers as the Cougars defensive coaches are all out on the field trying to get their 2 cents in worth. Rangers come up with 2 receivers low. It's Walker who keeps it, and he falls forward for a 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 9. They wrap him up but can't stop him from crossing as Ott was one of those who had his arms around him.
The 6th 3rd down conversion for the Rangers, so doing really well on that marker for today.
So the Ranger defense trying to keep their team in the game. The Rangers 1st and goal from the 9. They have settled for 2 field goals. I know they don't want to do that now. A little bit of motion from the H-back. It's Spradling, gets a key block from that McBride H-back, and he's into the end zone for another Ranger touchdown. Cade Spradling, his first rushing touchdown of the night.
That block there was obviously the key block, and almost made it like it was a walk in the park there for Spradling to get into the end zone there and make it 33-21 with 34 seconds off the 4th quarter clock. So still time left for the Cougars to try to mount a comeback, but
are we going to go for 2? Sure looks like it. Rangers toying with that right now, up by 12. 13 still puts you down for 2 touchdown scores. So 13's no better than 12 is what they're saying. Play clock running down though at 6, 5, 4. Walker out of the shotgun. Fakes it to Spradling, throws it to the end zone. It's caught. And who is it? It's McBride. Daniel McBride with the extra try for 2, so it's 35-21. So the try for 2 is good. And with 11:26 to go in the fourth quarter, there's timeout on. Well, let's keep it here, as I'm afraid that we're gonna get too close to kickoff here as we talk too long about that 2-point play.
I mean, I think that 2-point play was really just to show what the Smithson Valley Ranger offense could do against this Cougar defense. 35-21, as you mentioned, a handy game so far between these two. I mean, not as tightly contested as we thought it would be, but I mean, there's still 11 and a half minutes to go, and there's plenty of time.
Yes, lots of time.
And if you're the Cougars right now, you want a big return here, but
well,
Cougars haven't had too many big returns
honestly,
so far.
with 11 and a half minutes to go, they just need to go get another touchdown, whether it takes them 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, even 5.5, 6 minutes. They're still back within 1 score if they can score a touchdown.
Then you've got to rely on your defense to get the stop,
yes.
And that's been about 50-50 today so far.
So Amaya will kick it off after he lost his chance for an extra point when the Rangers went for 2. So my guess is he's really going to put his foot into this one. Into what amounts to be about a 10 to 15 mile an hour wind, kind of a cross field. High kick, wind holds it up. Man, it holds it up. Hossman comes up and it goes out of bounds.
Now the interesting question will be, what does Coach Leonard make Amaya do? Does he make him kick it off again, or is they just going to take the field?
I don't think they want to take any more time off the clock. They'll take the ball at the 30, I believe. As the ball goes, boy, that wind really moved that ball. It was on the far hash, but he kicked it straight down the hash, and the wind took it out of bounds on the far sideline. So 1st and 10 from the 30 as well. The Cougars will start with 11:26 to go in the game. Coach is out at the numbers, shouting encouraging things and telling them what played again. Dietrich now has weapons around him still. Gonzalez is out there. 2 receivers on the near sideline, 1 on the far. Fakes a handoff, wants to throw, gets pressure and then throws it away, but there wasn't a receiver anywhere near him and he was inside the tackle box. We'll see if they throw a flag. It was an offensive lineman.
And there is a flag right in front of the quarterback now, so
that will be intentional grounding.
It was kind of a late flag though, so we'll have to see.
Usually it is, as they investigate and get advice from their co-officials. So it'll be 2nd down, and he'll lose yardage all the way back to the 23. So it'll be 2nd and 17 for the Cougars on the worst case scenario probably they could have had other than a turnover. They lose a down and 7 yards.
And I think Dietrich got out of the tackle box, as you mentioned, but I think he went back into it.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. So 3 receivers stacked on the far sideline. 1 in motion.
Oh,
they try to give it to Hossman, and I think the Ranger, no, it's still loose. I don't know who got it now.
At first it looked like it was going to be Ranger ball, but we'll see what they
sure looked like the Rangers had the best chance at it early, but it got away from them, and I believe Canyon fell on it at the 24. It'll be 3rd and 16.
That receiver in motion just ran into the forearms of Dietrich and didn't run into the ball and just knocked that ball loose, and that's a dangerous position to be in right now, especially this deep in your own territory. Smithson Valley should just keep
shotgun. Everybody's going deep. Now someone comes back, and it's a good catch. A good catch by Hopper out across the 30 to the 33. It'll be 4th down and about 7. They have to go for it, don't they?
I think you've got to go for it. I don't, even with 10 and a half, a little under 10 and a half left to go, you can't really risk coming up empty here. But it looks like they're going to send out the punt team.
Yeah,
So Coach Leonard believes in his boys, though, to get the stop here, and I think that says more than anything about Coach Leonard and the Cougars, of how there's been a change of mentality over the past decade and a half over
Yeah, Nate Leonard, the first-year head coach, had been the offensive coordinator for Travis Bush the last 2 seasons. They're in the block it almost. Good job of not running into the kicker. Fair catch. Duffy lets it bounce, and it gets a Ranger bounce across the 30 coming back this way. That's where the Rangers will start 1st and 10. But it was Dudzikowski that got close, and I think he realized if I don't get this, I don't want to give them a first down. So he backed off, and the Rangers will have it with 9:43 to go in the game from their own 32-yard line.
And now the weight of this whole game is really on the Cougar defense here of getting a stop. And I think you have to get a 4 and out. You can't let the Rangers move the ball at all here.
So Walker out of the shotgun with 2 receivers on the far side. Looks like it's Sowersby, and he gets chased out of bounds. They'll keep the clock rolling, as it was Bell who dove at his feet. Don't know where they'll mark it at the 32, so it's 2nd down and 10.
Looks like they're going to go for a heavier set here with Preston Baker coming out. Fullback and tight end listed on the depth chart.
Play clock at 15 as they break the huddle. DuBose and Day go far.
I think we're going to see a run to the right here.
Sowersby kind of goes up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles, then gets dragged down in a hurry by Brody Bollum, the senior tackle.
Big 3rd down coming up here for the Cougar defense.
So give him 3 yards. It's 3rd and 7.
This is the stop or the drive that the Cougar defense was hoping for, and that Smithson Valley just wished they could get it maybe earlier in the game when they didn't need to keep the clock ticking.
Other scores from District 12 5A. Last night, Wagner beat Lehman 42-14. Tonight, Champion leads Hayes 20-0. That one's in the 3rd quarter. And the Rangers will call a timeout. So 8:12 to go in the game. Rangers up 35-21. This is the Rangers Network.
Building a home, have hail damage, or your roof is just grown old and tired. Eternal Roofing's award-winning company will meet all of your roofing needs. We specialize in all roofing styles and service the Hill Country and surrounding areas. We are family-owned and fellow Rangers that love our community and look forward to growing alongside of it. Call us today and go Rangers!
Back to Cougar Stadium, 8:09 to go in the game, 35-21. Rangers on top. Both teams starting to break their huddles to get back to this big 3rd and 7 the Rangers have at their own 35-yard line. The Cougars trying to stop it to get the ball back before much time goes off. The Rangers desperately trying to continue a drive to eat up some more clock. Play clock starts as they come out in a unit and go straight to the ball with about 15 on the play clock. DuBose and Freund here on the near sideline. Sowersby, the tailback. They've got a blitz coming from both sides, it looks like, as they've got about 8 at the line. Sowersby comes near side. He's got some room. Gets across the 40, dives to the 45, and that's a first down for the Rangers. They could not stop him, as that was Bell who made the tackle, but the sophomore couldn't hold him out as Brad Sowersby tried to go just a little bit extra to get that first down, and he was successful.
Seemed like the blitz was coming from that far side more, and I think if you had moved 2 of them over to the left side, I think the Cougars would have been cleared right there, but they were having 2 on the far side trying to stay back in coverage, and the play just went the other way, and sometimes that's the chess match.
Sowersby bounces out, gets wrapped up, falls forward, gets about 3 to the 49, give him 4. It's 2nd and 6.
This is when Smithson Valley is, I think, at their most dangerous, when you're down a few points and Smithson Valley has the ball, and they'll just methodically, slowly march down the whole field if they have to. And right at the 49-yard marker, they're going to take all 51 yards of that probably in 5 minutes.
Hanada was the player who had the biggest part of that tackle. So receivers split one either way. They want to blitz again as they're threatening by one of their linebackers, Tate Box, whose name we haven't called very much tonight. He does. It's a run blitz. Sowersby bounces outside, gets stopped by someone in the secondary. Yeah, that was again. No, that was 22, Parker Woodrum, who got him first. So a gain of a couple. It's 3rd and 3 from their 48-yard line.
Smithson Valley's shown that a 3rd and 3 isn't really anything that they're going to scoff at or be worried about. I mean, they just got a 3rd and 7 converted pretty easily, and now they've only got 3 to go. They're going to run this clock down probably close to 1.
Game clock will go under 6 minutes to play when this play is over. 3rd and 3, Sowersby. They wrap him up. Penetration by Box really was the difference maker. Then Woodrum came in to clean it up. He's at their 49, but it's 4th and 4. I'm sure the Rangers are going to come out and punt and try to pin him back.
And one thing that Smithson Valley's got going for them, they're punting into the wind too. So even with Amaya's leg, this will hold up in the wind.
Well, he doesn't punt very high, remember? He'll just kick a low line drive and see if they can make it roll. Hossman's deep, but not very. They got some rush. He got it off quickly. It'll bounce. Hossman will, he lost control. He went to pick it up, and I think the Rangers fell on it. It's Ranger ball inside the 10. Hossman couldn't field it because it squirts on that roll. He went to pick it up, and then someone got just knocked down, and there's a flag. The Rangers will get penalized because Canyon was saying something. We reacted, and they'll get a 15-yard penalty for an unsportsmanlike.
Man, what a turn of events there. That's going to take all the wind out of the sails of the Cougars. 5 minutes to go, and 14-point game, and the mountains is going to becoming tougher and tougher to climb.
So ball was at the 7. Personal foul on the Rangers. So it'll go back to the 22, I believe. That's where our umpire will place it, but it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rangers there. The clock now at 5:15, so time running out for the Cougars, and now the Rangers can run some more time off the clock as they've got possession in the red zone. So 2 wide receivers to the far sideline. Rangers set. Walker to Spradling, straight up the middle. He busts through. He's in across the 10, the 5. He's got another touchdown. Cade Spradling. And the Rangers have put some distance between them and the Cougars now.
Not a lot to say about that one. Just a really well executed play by the whole Rangers offense there, and opened a huge hole for Spradling. He just took it and sauntered in, extended the lead. Another touchdown.
Amaya in for the extra point to make it 42-21. And with that, they will have doubled the Cougars. Kick is up, and it's good. And I don't know if you had the over-under on this one and you guessed 63, because that's where we're at, as the Rangers lead at 42-21, 5:08 to go on the Rangers Network.
Got the tickets?
Yep, I got them right here. I'll see you at 9.
Call GVTC today for our premium Wi-Fi service. Because Wi-Fi dead zones are downright
terrifying.
GVTC, official Wi-Fi of the undead.
Back to Cougar Stadium, 5:08 left in the game, 42-21. Rangers on top of the Cougars with a pair of Cade Spradling fourth quarter touchdowns. They took a 7-point game and made it 21. Clayton Amaya will kick off for the umpteenth time tonight. See if he can keep it in bounds this time. High. Wind doesn't take it very far. Hossman fields it at the 11. Tries to come cross field. Pursuit's too good. He's driven back. Didn't get to the 15. The Cougars will have bad field position to start this final drive. Likely final drive with 5 minutes to go.
That's one thing I noticed when looking at stats. The Cougars didn't really have any long returns of any sort, whether it be a punt return, kick return. And then you look at the other side of Smithson Valley's, they've got a 33-yard punt return being their longest in 93 by Duffy. I mean, Duffy, if you give him a ball on a return, might as well just kiss it goodbye into the end zone with how he runs. And then
he's got a pair of touchdown kickoff returns.
Then right now, the Cougars just haven't found their momentum on special teams so far.
Dietrich takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws it. Looks like it's Hossman who gets a good gain up to about the 22 or 23. No, that wasn't Hossman. That was Kinsey. Jackson Kinsey, a gain of about 9 to the 23. It's second down and 1 as we go under 4:45 to play in the game.
Now the only option for the Cougars really is to hurry up, and that's what they're going for.
Motion. They fake a handoff. They throw it behind the intended receiver, which is Inman. And it's incomplete, and it's third down and 1 with 4:33 to go in the game.
Didn't lead Inman enough there, just threw it to the back shoulder and about 3 yards behind him by the time the ball got to him.
Play call comes in from the sideline. Play clock goes at 20. Game clock frozen at 4:33 on the incomplete pass. Dietrich, quick pitch. This is Reagan, won't get much. Tries to break a tackle, but really can't. Miller got the biggest part of him. He's down at the 26, but that is a first down, pardon me. It is a first down, and they've got 1st and 10 from the 26. So they got the first down, which is what they needed there, and that was ill-advised on what I was saying. Now a throw to the out, and we break it up. That's Jackson Duffy. Broke it up, intended for Kinsey. He looks a little shaken up on the play.
When you start to look at last year's game between these two with 35, nothing shutout for Smithson Valley. So when you're looking at it from the Canyon point of view, this is an improvement. You got 3 touchdowns on Smithson Valley, but then when you look on the Smithson Valley side, you still tacked on an extra touchdown.
So 2nd and 10, fake a handoff. He's got Hossman across the 40 at the 41, tackled out of bounds by Miller. But Harry Hossman continues to be the primary target, and he's a good one. Acts like he's cramping up just a little bit.
Look at what's next for these two teams. Lehman for Smithson Valley. Got next week off for both these teams.
Dietrich to Hossman on the near sideline, wrapped up and brought down. Miller, Dudzikowski, Maynard all out there. Give him a gain to midfield. It's a 9-yard gain. It's 2nd and 1. Under 4 minutes to go now in the game.
Then for Canyon, he got Hayes on October 6th.
Throw it out to the edge. That's Inman who makes a catch. Good enough for a first down at the 47 of the Rangers. So they continue to get first downs. They're now into Ranger territory at the 47. Clock at 3:42. As he went out of bounds. 2 receivers either way. Been their formation most of the way through here. Dietrich will throw again. Throws to the edge. Hossman spins out of bounds. Gingrich throws him out of bounds. So a short gain. What will they give him to? Let's see. Who's got the mark?
I mean, you know, when at this point in the game, Canyon's going to be looking for that sideline all the rest of this game long. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see the DBs for Smithson Valley start to guard the sidelines. or trying to push the wide receivers in a little bit more.
Dietrich, quick throw. Now a quarterback draw, and he gets tripped up. I think that was that Sosa? They got him by the shoestrings, and Canyon will take a timeout with 3.5 minutes to go. We'll keep it here. 42-21. Rangers up by 3 scores. 3.5 minutes to go. The Cougars face a 3rd and now 12 after the nice play by Caleb Sosa, the sophomore, is, what is that, his 7th tackle for loss on the season. Ranger defense trying to do what they can to make this a lengthy drive. Canyon trying to, as you mentioned, trying to stay on the sideline as much as they can. That one looked like Dietrich was a quarterback draw, and Sosa just happened to make a better play.
Yeah, it's a tough point in the game for Canyon right here. You're down 3 scores, and you're a team that's improving, and I think the hardest part for them is just continuing to gain momentum throughout the season. Got that big win against New Braunfels, and you look at Canyon overall, and it's been a team mired in a little bit of turbulent waters and just throughout the years, and I think Coach Leonard is hoping to right the ship a little bit. And then we've obviously got the Rangers and their continuance of excellence, it seems, that year in and year out, and it seems like they're doing it again this year. Defense might need to step it a little bit.
3rd and 12. They hand it off to Reagan. He's trying to get by Miller, and he does. He's got first down yardage. Did he get out of bounds? I don't think he did. They'll stop the clock for the first down for sure, but I don't think he got out of bounds. Our official marks him down at the 25. Clock should restart here momentarily.
I think that's a really good example of what this Rangers defense needs to do better, though, moving forward. You can't give up big plays like that to a team when you're up even 3 scores.
Dietrich gets sacked. That'll make the clock run.
But then they go up and do that, so who knows?
Yeah, the sophomore, Hudson Woods, the younger brother of Gavin, trying to make his name for the Rangers. Defensive end gets another sack, his 4th of the season. And the Cougars will have a 2nd down back at the 31. It'll be 2nd down and 16. The clock runs under 3 minutes to go. Dietrich wants to throw, has some pressure, tries to avoid the pressure. The ball comes loose, and Maynard tried to shove Reagan out of the way, but Reagan came up with it, and they'll be sacked and lost back to the 43, where it'll be 3rd down. And they're starting to go the wrong direction.
This is one of those drives I wish you could just kind of erase from existence at this point, I think, if you're Canyon. And
there was a penalty on them that has been declined. Maybe. Yes, there was a penalty. I'm not sure what it was, but it was declined. And it's now 3rd and a long way to go. There's another flag being picked up. Referees trying to get their flags back in their pockets. 3rd and a long, long way. 28's what the scoreboard says. Clock winds with 2:40 to go in the game. Dietrich, quick throw. He throws it behind his intended receiver, Inman, who had a little skinny post, if you will, and probably could have got half of the yardage back. So you'd have had a 4th down and 10 or 15, and he misses him by a whole bunch. So it's 4th and 28 from the 43-yard line. They need to get to the 15.
Just a little over a marathon to go of 28 yards.
Clock stops with 2:36 to go in the game.
I think it, at this point, almost might seem like it's easier to run a marathon than mount a comeback at this point.
Coach is not happy with the way the guys are lining up. Finally get it. Dietrich takes the snap. A little bit of pressure, and he gets knocked down. Sosa knocked him down. He'll get credit for a sack. And they called him through a penalty.
Laundry on the field. I think I saw where it was. It looked like Smithson Valley got a little tangled up with a Cougar, and I think it was number 9, Owen Hack, that got a little tangled up with someone is who I saw, but there was a few little entanglements there, right around the 50-yard marker.
That's the center, Paula New, a good center. The senior has a chance. So the Rangers will take possession. What did he say?
I couldn't hear you over the band.
I couldn't either. So personal foul on Canyon is what the flag is for. So the Rangers will have the ball at the Cougar 30.
Looks like they're giving them quite a
34-yard
chunk
line.
of yardage, though. I mean, the ball is at around the 50, and they're all the way at the.
Well, from the 49, which is where the flag was. 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike, I'm sure. So Rangers have 1st and 10, 2:31 to go. Run a couple of plays, run this clock down. Rylan Walker turns the wrong direction. For the second time in this half, he turned the wrong direction. They sack him back to the 39, so a loss of 5 will make it 2nd and 15. So the Rangers, the play clock goes under 2 minutes to play. Is this the backup quarterback? Is that what we got? Cisco Carvajal. It is. And we'll see who the ball carrier was. It might have been
22.
Yeah, De Hoyos, Daniel De Hoyos, who actually has over 130 yards on the season in late game situations, but he gets a nice gain there of about 6, makes it 3rd and 9 as the game clock goes under a minute and a half to play.
I think the fact that you're mentioning that De Hoyos has over 100 yards rushing in late game situations says everything you need to know about this Smithson Valley team as the wind's really picking up outside, and it tells you a lot about this Smithson Valley team with the depth that they have.
So 3rd and 9 from the 33. It's probably 4-down territory. Again, De Hoyos, pardon me. Nice gain up to the 28. Cougars aren't going to call any timeouts as the game clock goes under, or did they call one? No. No. I don't know why the game clock stopped. It's 4th down from the 28. We've got to get to the 24 for a 1st down. Rangers are going to just go for it because that's what they do here to keep the play clock or the game clock moving. Play clock will hit 10 as we break this huddle. I don't know if we're going to have to call a timeout. We might have to because we can't get the play in. So the Rangers call a timeout with 35, 34, 33, 32 seconds to go for a 4th down play call. We'll keep it here as the Rangers will improve to 4-1 overall and 2-0 in Conference 12-5A. The Cougars will fall to 2-3 overall and 0-2 in District 12-5A. It is an interesting district. Champion has already won. Well, they were winning earlier, so they and the Rangers will both be 2-0. Hayes will fall to 1-1, and we don't know what Seguin's doing tonight with MacArthur. They're at home to MacArthur, and I haven't seen a score on that one yet. But the Rangers will have a 4th down and about 4 to go with 32 seconds to go. If they get it, the game's over. If they don't get it, Canyon will probably run one play and the game will be over. Rangers were efficient tonight. They ran the ball well. We don't know what that yardage is, but we know it was probably between 150 and 200 rushing yards. Had some key throws. Short pass to DuBose, short pass to Baker, and a 32 pass, or the longer passes for Canyon. First 68 to Hossman, then 32 to Hossman, and then a 5-yard to Hossman. 4th down. Carvajal hands it to De Hoyos, and he won't get the 1st down, so that'll stop the clock at 27 seconds to go, and the Cougars will send their offense out for a play or two. But the Rangers will come to New Braunfels and defeat Canyon High School 42-21, the score right now with 27 seconds to go. Thanks, Cole, for stepping in tonight. You've done a yeoman's job. This is your high school, Canyon, where you graduated from.
Yes, in 2017, so good half decade almost, or just over. A lot of changes between now and then, and
several coaches since that now and then.
Seems like they're moving in the right direction.
I wouldn't argue with you there. They hand it.
Not moving in the right direction right there, though.
But not a good run, as that was a defensive unit. That was the backup tackle, Justin Roberts. And that should be the final play of the game as the clock runs under 10 seconds to go now. And that will be the final play of the game. The Cougars fall victim to the Rangers, 42-21. Cole, any final thoughts?
Well, that moves the all-time record to 22 in the favor of Smithson Valley to 11. And I think I just saw Coach Leonard on the sideline really talking to his guys, telling them good job. I mean, going up against Smithson Valley has never been easy for Canyon, it seems like. And tonight they improved upon a lot compared to last year. I mean, last year they got shut out 35-0. Tonight you scored 21. You'll allow 42, one more touchdown. So I think, obviously, for Canyon, you're moving in the right direction. For Smithson Valley, I think you just need to completely continue to improve upon on what you've been doing for the past 30 years. I mean, win 301 for Coach Hill for a reason, moving up that all-time active list in the nation.
So again, the Cougars with the 42-21 win improved to 4-1 overall, 2-0 in district play, and the Cougars are 2-3 and 0-2. So for Cole Pavelio, I knew I would say it right at some point after you told me to. This is Tony Brubaker saying good night and God bless. The Rangers win it 42-21.